you feel that you're aging today on a scale of 1 to 10? If it's a 1, you're not aging very well. A 9 or 10, you're aging really well. And if you're not a 9 or 10, you need to watch this whole video. We're going to go over 9 power signs that are very connected to our longevity and our well-being. And I want you to focus on the ones that you can do very well, the ones that you can't do very well, and understand that you can start these at any time. No matter how old you are, no matter how frail, little by little, you can turn this around and develop a stronger body, mind, and spirit. All right, let's take a look. This may sound really basic, but this one ability reveals more about your functional health than almost any test available because it really measures integration. It's not about strength of individual muscles, but how well your muscles, your body parts, and your nervous system all work together. It's a test of your core stability, your hip mobility, your balance, your proprioception, which is the body's awareness of space, and your nervous system. And if any of these are off, the test is going to expose it instantly. And here's what's fascinating. Studies have shown that seniors who can get up and down from the floor without support have a markedly lower risk of mortality. So in fact, one study, the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology, found that people over 50 who could do this had up to 5 times greater life expectancy because of the ability to control their own body against gravity from the floor up. So it's really about resilience. Living longer and healthier has a lot to do with resilience of your body and your mind. And when you can rise from the floor on your own, it tells your brain that the body is still capable. You're stable, you're safe, you can protect yourself if you fall. That's really important, and it triggers everything from your hormone regulation to emotional confidence. Your nervous system stays calm. Your fall risk drops dramatically, and many of my patients who have had falls are unable to get up by themselves, and I hope that you won't be one of those. So you're never too old to be able to do this. Your ability doesn't come from walking alone. A lot of my clients walk a lot, but you really need to have the strength training. Things like push-ups, and you can do a push-up against the wall is just as effective in trying to do this, and also learning to do squats. So you can see in this picture how you would go about getting up and down, and it's a matter of using the body line, being able to lean forward and lift yourself up from your core and your legs, and being able to balance as you sit down and up. Now, you can cheat when you first start doing this. If you aren't able to do it, you can use an arm, you can get up on your knee, you can use your hand, you can use your knee, and that will get you started, at least to be able to start doing this more on your own. And you'll be able to do it in no time at all. You'll be surprised. Okay, and you can also practice getting up and down out of a chair. If you just strictly cannot get on the floor, which a lot of older people can't, sit in the chair and stand up. Sit in the chair and stand up, and practice that. Will work on your legs, and without using your arms, it'll use some of the same muscles, and eventually you'll be able to improve this on your own. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2 power sign is about your grip strength. Are you able to hold your bags? It's a very important measure of overall health and longevity, more than I even realized when I started doing this research. It showed that grip strength is even a stronger predictor of mortality and cardiovascular disease than blood pressure. By monitoring your grip strength, you can gain insights into your well-being and take steps to age powerfully and naturally. A higher grip strength is also linked to better cognitive performance, increased brain matter, and lower rates of depression, anxiety, and dementia. Pretty amazing, right? So it is really a window into your health. It's a powerful health indicator. You can unlock your strength, your grip strength. This is something that is not hard to work on, and it even improves your brain function and your cardiovascular function. So let's take a look at some ways that you might be able to increase your own grip strength. So a couple of them that are very effective is the tennis ball squeeze. So you can just get a tennis ball. You can do them in both hands if you want, or just have one and do one at a time. And you're going to squeeze it firmly and hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds. So squeeze, hold, and aim for doing 3 sets, 10 to 15 repetitions every day to gradually build up that forearm strength. There's also the wet towel wringing. So you can take a towel and wet it, and you're going to twist it in each direction, forward and backward on each side. And this is going to help strengthen those forearm muscles that are involved in your grip. There's also wrist curls. So you know how we all do these bicep curls, right? If you do any kind of weight training. So in addition to bringing your arm up and over, you want to do each arm and bend it forward and backward with that weight. And you can then improve the muscles on each side of your arm and your wrist that are involved in grip strength. Okay, so those are really important. Just 5 minutes a day can dramatically improve this very vital longevity marker. Many of us think that memory loss is inevitable with aging, but it's not normal to forget names and forget why you went into a room or what you're saying in the middle of a conversation. We may have some slowdown in our cognitive function, but being confused and significant forgetfulness is really not part of aging. So when you have a loss of memory, it really affects our social engagement, our ability to learn new things and be mentally active, and it can be improved at any age. Dementia and signs of memory can have a significant impact just with changes in diet, because diets that are high in meat and sugar and processed foods are very connected to our brain fog, memory loss, and dementia. There's a strong connection between our gut and brain. And when we have a lot of dysbiosis, meaning that we have a lot of bad bacteria in our colon from eating processed foods, meat and sugar are the main ones that cause this, over a period of years, it causes an inflammation. And that inflammation affects our brain over a long period of time, and it can cause the cognitive decline. So the important thing that we can do to turn this around is, for one, change your diet. You can significantly reduce your sugar intake, your intake of red meats, and your intake of processed foods, and increase your whole grains, fiber, healthy fats like olive oil, like on a Mediterranean type diet, fruits and vegetables. So the Mediterranean diet is very connected to a lower incidence of this. You can also get on some supplements that are known to help with the brain function as we age and improve your thought process, your cognitive abilities, and your memory. Things like magnesium threonate. And the reason I put threonate is that one particularly can get through the blood-brain barrier, and it's known to help with these issues in the brain. Ginkgo biloba is one. Ashwagandha, vitamins D, E, and B are all supportive of brain health. So memory is not just about our cognitive, it's also about our social connection, and we want to protect that at all costs. So these are some of the ways that you can do that. Number 4 is, can you walk 15 minutes without pain? This is about endurance and about stimulating our spine and nervous system to generate energy. Cardiovascular and neurological health is very linked to walking and endurance. So being able to walk 20 to 40 minutes at a moderate pace significantly improves our longevity. Start wherever you are. If that's 5 minutes, then that's what you do. Each day and each week, you can start increasing it, and your goal is 20 to 40 minutes at a moderate pace without stopping. And if you are unable to walk, you'll have to find some other kind of movement that will be the closest to that as you can. You can do it in the chair, you can walk in the water. Some people do that, but try to do it on land the best you can, because it also stimulates your bone density when you're able to do it on the ground. All right. The same things that influence sleep influence aging, such as alcohol use, lack of exercise, stress level, are all closely related to sleep. And you'll notice if you exercise strongly one day versus another that you'll sleep much better the day that you are doing exercise. It's the way it works in our body. If you don't have good sleep hygiene, that can affect your sleep, meaning you're using your phone or your computer late at night, or you don't have a healthy routine going to bed at around the same time. All of these things can affect our ability to sleep healthily and getting a restful sleep. So how do you know if you're getting enough sleep? You might be tired when you wake up, and during the day you find yourself napping too much during the day. And studies have shown that excessive daytime napping is connected to increased death rate and dementia. There's a very close connection between sleep and Alzheimer's risk. It affects our cortisol levels, our growth hormone, and all of those things are involved in our mood and in the aging process. So try to work on getting a restful sleep and changing your sleep habits if you're not, and seek help if you need to. Sleep apnea is another very common reason why people don't get a restful sleep as they age, and that's something that there is help for with the new sleep machines and things like that. You'd have to go and get a sleep study. So monitor this one. It's very important for your longevity. Okay, number 6, are you able to balance on one leg for at least 30 seconds? What this can do is helps improve your posture, improves cognition and memory, neurological health, and overall health, and reduces the risk of disease. One study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that people who are unable to stand on one leg for 10 seconds in mid to later life linked to nearly doubling the risk of death from any cause within the next 10 years. That's pretty amazing. What can we do to learn how to do this better? You can stand with a chair, bring your leg up to 90 degrees, and try to maintain your balance with good posture for as long as you can. You're going to time it for 30 seconds. If you lose your balance, come back and try it again and try to complete that 30-second interval, even if you can only do it for a few seconds at a time on each leg. Important thing here that I find really is helpful is to really focus on planting your whole foot on the ground, because a lot of us have gotten used to either standing too far forward on the forefoot or on our heel, and we're not planting our foot firmly on the ground. And then focus on that energy coming all the way up your body and maintaining that posture. Daily practice is recommended. Number 7, setting personal boundaries. How does being able to say no to your loved ones, your friends, and your family without feeling guilty connect to our longevity? Well, setting boundaries is crucial for healthy aging, particularly when navigating relationships with your family and friends. Boundaries, it defines acceptable behavior and protects your physical, emotional, and mental well-being, because it helps to keep you centered and prevent burnout. And this is especially important with caregivers, but really is important for any of us. And here's some of the things that they have found that setting boundaries contributes to healthy aging. 1, it protects your well-being by preventing burnout. Okay, number 2, it helps maintain better healthy relationships, because that clear boundary fosters respect and understanding and helps you have better communication with your loved ones. 3, it reduces conflict. so that you get along better with each other, because establishing these clear boundaries minimizes misunderstandings, and you think that so and so should understand what you're thinking, and basically they can't read your mind. It enhances that communication and it makes it a lot more clear, and they find that really helps improve our aging process. It also promotes our self-esteem and our sense of self-efficacy, because we feel better about ourselves, we're more confident, and it boosts our self-respect. It improves our quality of life by prioritizing our needs above others, and allows us to live a happier existence where we're not always doing things for other people and also doing things for ourselves. So a better balance there. And these are things that really contribute to our overall well-being. And in that process of reducing our stress and helping us be calmer, it reduces cortisol levels, which is also physiologically associated with longevity. So that is number 7. Number 8 is learning and engaging in new activities as we age. We find that that's crucial for maintaining our cognitive function and enhancing our mental well-being and fostering our social connections as well. It's not just about being sharp, it's also about boosting our self-esteem and enjoying our life and helping improve our brain health. And they have found that we have neuroplasticity, or being able to form new connections in our brain, our entire life. They used to say when I was in school that we had a limited number of connections, and at a certain point you don't get any new neurons and you just are there with what you have, basically. But now what they find is that we can learn new things at any age, and that's important for our health and well-being. And nowadays, many people are going back to school at an older age, going back to school and getting degrees even in their 50s, 60s, 70s, learning, doing art, doing things that maybe you never did before and you've always wanted to do. So that is an important thing for all of us to focus on and kind of think, well, what is it that I would like to do? I never did pottery, so I'm going to go take a pottery class. And one thing that you can do is look at the senior centers and look at centers around you where they offer these classes. A lot of them are promoted through the local government and they're offered at a much reduced cost. And these are ways that you can use to improve your brain health and also improve your social connections at the same time. So that is number 8, learning and doing new things. So number 9, power sign, is one of my favorite, because the way you breathe can affect your longevity. And research has shown that nasal breathing rather than mouth breathing has a profound health benefit to us, because it makes a deeper breath, it helps expand our rib cage, and it increases the amount of oxygen that we take in and the CO2 that we give out, CO2 being toxic to our body, and that's why we expel it. So this alternate nostril breathing that I have on here is something that you can practice that can really help improve your breathing and your oxygen levels. And it's something that I use a lot because it can help you calm down. A lot of older people develop anxiety, and medications is really not the best answer for that, because over time the medications have their own side effects. So this is something you can do that's free, that can help improve your longevity and your overall well-being. So we're going to do a little practice of this together. I'm going to do 3 rounds so that you get to see what it looks like. So you're going to put 2 fingers right between your eyes, 1 finger on one side of your nose and 1 finger on the other side of your nose. Okay, and don't press in yet. So we're going to start on the left side, meaning that you're going to press in on the right nostril. Breathe in through the left. Close both sides, hold it for a second. Then breathe out through the other side. Release the right and breathe out. Then breathe in through the right. Hold it. Breathe out through the left. Push your belly in to get all that out. Breathe in through the left. Hold it. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Hold it. Breathe out through the left. So that was just 2 rounds of breathing. It already makes me feel calmer. So I encourage you to try that and do 5+ rounds of that in a quiet place, relaxing. You can do it before meditation or prayer, or just whenever you feel a little bit anxious and trying to calm your body. Breathing is an essential part of longevity, and the way that you can tell if you're not breathing deeply is that your chest is very shallow breathing, that you're not rising and you're not using your belly and breathing, expanding your rib cage. Another sign is that you yawn and sigh frequently. You may have shortness of breath during normal activities. That's a good indicator. A lot of times, if you have a lot of tension in your neck and shoulders, that can be an indicator that you're not breathing deeply enough. And also having a little bit too much fatigue, despite having adequate sleep. It may be because of your breathing. And like I mentioned on the sleep section, that sleep apnea is the same kind of thing where you're not getting deep breaths during the night and your whole system is kind of shut down for a second, and then you find yourself breathing and you don't even realize that you're doing it, but you're not taking in enough oxygen during the time. That's why a lot of people who have sleep apnea wake up very fatigued. All right, so these are all important things that you can do. This was a Power 9. If you can do all 9 of these, you are doing fantastic, and these are what you can work on. That was our Power 9 connected to longevity and aging. And if they learned anything today, it's that small changes in our daily habits can make huge differences in our health and well-being and our aging process. So comment below and tell me one small change that you're going to make today. All right, have a wonderful day, and namaste.